Hi there, a very warm welcome to this particular video. In this video, I'm going to teach you how to work with this string replace thing. So few of the subscribers have asked for it. So on your request only, I'm making this particular video. I hope you like it. So let's get started with this. So you have already seen what exactly we are going to build. Now let's execute that up. So out here, I have already created a blank project. If you do not know how to create a new project, well, you can simply open the terminal and out here, let me show you the code that I have already run. So this is my code that I have run for creating a new project. You can simply run Ionic start also, but I have wrote out here the whole command. So this is the thing that you can work with. It is of type Angular, and after that is done, you will get an option to create a new free account, I suppose. Where is it? Alright, this is the one. I have set it to no. And then I move ahead, went into this particular folder and open this up in Visual Studio Code using this particular command. So this is how you need to do, and everything is good to go. So in this particular manner, this project is created, and this is the home page out here. I am using Ionic serve command out here, and this is the way it is running out here pretty nicely. Let me change this particular title to string replace. Alright, that's a function that I'm going to use out here, and let me remove all of it. I don't want this design to be shown out here in this particular manner. I'll remove everything from CSS also. Let me copy this up and I'll remove it. Fine. So once this is done, everything is clean. You can simply see string replace and everything is good to go. Now we have a clean project which we can work with pretty nicely. So in my ion contain, what am I going to have? Well, I'll at first show you which string we need to replace. So I'll just create an ion list out here in which I'm going to have the ion item, where I will use the ion label, which will hold that particular string value which we need to replace. And let's, for the time being, let me call it as coding techniques, any name out here. At least we can work with that for the time being. Now it is showing up, and I need a button also. So I will have a button, ion button, or let's call it button only, slot, and see how it shows up. I'll name it as, or should I not name it? Let's name it as replace. Alright, this is coming up. That's great. And I'll give a click event to this particular one. Click replace function will be called. Fine. So I will create it out here in the TypeScript one. Replace function. Now this is created. No errors. Fine. We are good to go. Now this is our string. If you want it dynamic, what you can do, let me cut this from here, and out here let me have something called str. Let me define it out here, str, which will be equals to this particular string. Fine. You will see the same impact out here. So it's pretty simple. Now I will have another string called replace str. That means replaced string, or replaced. That's better. Now it will be of type string. Alright, and initially let me keep it as empty one. That's gonna be fine. Out here I'm going to create another ion item. Let me copy this and I'll paste it once again out here with no button. So let me simply remove this particular button. Alright, and out here I'm going to have the replaced string. Fine, that's what I'm going to have, and you can simply remove the lines if you want to. Lines to be none. And this ion item, let me center up everything out here. So I'll pass a class ion text, not test, center, and I'll pass a class to my ion label also for wrapping the whole text. So ion, okay, ion text wrap, so that we can see the whole text. Otherwise it will not show up some of the text, and I want the same thing out here too in the ion label. Alright, now this will also show up if it is a bigger one. I hope that's fine. Right, looks okay to me. Alright, everything is good to go. That's great. So now what I need to do, I need to work with that in the homepage TypeScript one. So if I need to replace this, let's say I want to replace this techniques with techniques, the name will be different, the word will be different. So let's see how we can do that up. So which is pretty simple. This dot replace string will be equals to, let me paste it and I'll show you directly out here. This dot str, this is the string that we need to replace. So I am calling this particular string dot replace function I'm using directly. And what is this? Replaces string in a, replaces text in a string using a regular expression or search string. So this is actually looking for this particular one because the first argument well, it's going to take the search value and or a regular expression, and the replace value, whichever you need to replace with, that you need to pass out here, and it should be in the form of a string. The second one, the first one can be a regular expression or a string. So out here I want to replace this particular techniques one with this particular word. Fine. So what will happen if I click on this particular button? Let's see now. So I will click on it right now, and you can see coding techniques. So this particular one is replaced. You can replace with anything you want out here, even a sentence also. If you want, you can simply type it out here, say like something or the other. All right. And if I just hit on this replace button, you can see this is showing up out here. So that is how you can work with this. I'm just showing you some simple examples. All right, how exactly you can work with this. So this one is a pretty simple example. Let's take a little bit complex example out here. So what I'll do, well, let me comment this up, but before that, let me simply copy this and I'll comment this, paste it out here. Fine. So instead of this particular string, now I'll have a different string. So the string is going to be this one. Mr. Blue has a blue house and a blue car. Now I need to replace this blue with red. So how we can do that? Because there are multiple occurrings of the same string. So let's see how we can do that up out here. So I'll copy this one too and comment this up so that you can execute and see how exactly it works in different scenarios. So now out here, what I need to do, I need to replace blue with red. So the string that I need to replace with, I will just pass it out here, but out here I need to use the regular expressions because we cannot do it directly. If I just type blue out here, you will see what happens. I have typed blue. Fine. And if I hit on this replace one, you can see which one is replaced. The second one is replaced out here, not even the third one, only the second one. Why? Because the first one is having B capital, so it is not detecting that particular string. That is why it is going to the second one and replacing that up. And we haven't given any functionality to replace everywhere. That is why it is not replacing the third one out here. So it's going to be pretty interesting how we can do this up. Let me show you with the help of regular expressions, we can execute the same. Let's execute that up. So in order to execute that up, what I'll do, I'll pass it in a regular expression, but I need to remove this string symbol at first and pass a slash out here. Then again a slash, alright, because within these slashes you have the word boundary. You can pass B also. B stands for word boundary, alright, and W stands for word. Fine. So out here there are a lot of things, you can just check it on the internet, you will get that stuff, but I won't use any of those out here because I just need to convert blue, not B, and I need to convert it globally. Globally means I need to convert it in the whole sentence. So I'll use a G symbol out here. G means globally it's going to change. Now if I just click on this particular button, you will see what happens. If I click on it, you can see the first one is not changed, but the second and third one is changed now. So it is detecting everywhere wherever it is finding the similar string. Alright, that is what it's being happening out here. Now if I want to replace the first one also, what I need to do? Is there any other way that we can do or not? Well, you don't need to worry, there is one way by which we can do that up. I simply need to add another thing out here called IGI. I means it will check for that case insensitive one and will convert everything to the lowercase. So it's going to check everyone in the lowercase one. That is why it's going to detect the first one also. So let's check it out and see whether it works or not. So out here I'll click on it and you can see the first one is also changed, but it is not having the R to be capital. Alright, so you need to just drag that out. So this is how it is working pretty nicely out here. Fine. So I have shown you another example by which I have executed the global thing and also the case insensitive one. So these two things are very important. The first one was pretty simple. The second was little complicated. Let's execute the third one, which is more complicated one. So what I'll do, let me comment this up and I will type out here again, which will be another string which I'll take. And this one also I'll simply comment this up and I'll execute something else. So at first, what will be our string out here this time? Let's go for a harder one. So I will have another string which will be this one. He is doing a great work. Now the thing is that now out here the catch is you need to convert those particular words which are in this square brackets to uppercase. Alright, that's going to be a challenge right now because you need to track this particular square brackets at first and then you need to convert this and remove these square brackets. That is also important. So let's see how we can execute this up. So this is the last example that I'm going to show you in this particular video. So be careful this time. So again, I'll use this dot replace string or str, whatever you call it, which will be equals to this dot str dot replace, and within this I will have the regular expression at first. So within this we will have the regular expression and then I'm going to replace it with something. So with which I'm going to replace, I'll just show you. But at first, let me pass the regular expression. Now out here, what is the regular expression that we are going to use? First, let me give globally at the very end. And out here, I will use the backslash because I need to pass 2-3 things out here. So I'll use this particular square bracket, opening square bracket one. And this backward slash is very important, otherwise it won't detect. If I just pass it in this particular manner, it won't be able to detect it. So I'll just pass this backward slash. And then again this backslash, sorry, this is not backward slash, this is opening square bracket. All right. Then again this one, and within this, what am I going to do? I'm going to use W, and I explained you earlier about W that it holds the word count. So any word, and I'll give W plus because any number of words that it can have, it will take that up within this particular opening square bracket until it reaches the closing square bracket. Alright, so basically I'm trying to detect this particular string within this particular, we're using this particular regular expression. Alright, now once that is being done, what we can do, we will be getting this particular string out there and we need to replace it with something. But this time I won't do it directly because it is little complicated, right? So I'll use a function out here. Let me name it as replacer. Alright, I have just passed it out here and I'll pass it this dot replacer actually, and I'm passing this particular function, not calling. Remember that up. When we call a function, we pass the function symbol, but out here I'm passing this particular function, so it will have certain different kind of an arguments. So let's see how we can execute this up. So replacer, and within this is the function, but it will give me an error, I know that. Now in here, in order to resolve this problem, I simply need to pass return an empty string, then the error will go away because it will only accept a string out here. You remember, right? Now in here, how would I know what kind of arguments I'm getting? So in JavaScript, it is available that I can use something called arguments. Let me just show you. Console log arguments. This is the thing. All right. It holds all the params. So let's check it out what exactly the value comes up out here. Now this is opened up. And if I click on this particular one, let me click on it and you can see this arguments, 2 arguments are coming up, which is holding at first this particular string. So this is detecting these 2 strings, right? Sorry, these 2 words in this string, in the whole string, in the complete sentence, these 2 are having the opening and closing square brackets. So it is detecting that up, and after detecting, it is passing it out here. So the first one is this one, the whole one. And the length of it is 1 2 3 4 5 6. No, that is not number 6. I think 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, after 6, that means after 6 characters this is coming up. That is what it's being defined out here. Then the third one is the whole string if you want to work with. Then the other one is the callee. Okay, so this is the only thing that we have. Then the second one holds the work one. It is available after position 22. So at 23 it is available. Then, or it is at position 22 only because it starts from 0, right? So yeah, and he's doing a great work. This is the whole string. So everything is the same. So we are getting the data. Now we need to process this particular data. So in order to process this data, I will work out here and let me pass the first thing, match. All right, let me call the match one. And if you want to see what do we get in the first argument, let me just show you match because I need the first array. So I will be getting the first array out here. Let me click out here. You can see doing and work is coming up. And if you pass another argument, then it will take the second array, means second thing in the array. All right, that's how it works. So let me minimize it up, and This is fine. So I don't want to replace this particular stuff as of now. I need to execute this a bit more. So if I simply need to replace this particular thing in uppercase, I will use out here match dot to uppercase function directly in this particular manner. All right, and let me just check this out. I'll click out here. You can see these are converted to uppercase directly. Now the challenge is I need to remove this particular square brackets, right? And in order to do that up, let me do one thing. Let me create a constant called str out here, which will be equals to this particular replacing one only. I need to use out here, not the exact thing. I'll show you. Let me pass it out here, and in here what I need to do, I need to replace which all things, the opening square bracket and closing square bracket. So I need to check out here. Let me just remove it for the time being. So in order to remove that or replace that, I need to replace it with an empty string, of course. All right, so the opening one will be detected in this particular manner and it will be changed globally, means everywhere wherever the occurrence is coming up. Along with that, if I need to change the closing one also, then I need to pass a OR symbol. All right, then only it's going to detect. So OR will be defined in this particular manner, the pipe symbol. Fine, so this is how it's going to work. Now the opening and closing one is coming together. If I don't give this up, if I don't pass this, okay, then you see what happens out here. If I click on replace, what's wrong? Okay, but still it should work, right? All right, it's not going to be this .str, it's going to be match. Pardon me, because the match one we need to replace, right? Now let me just check it out. All right, this is showing up, but why it is not changing? Because I need to pass out here the str one, okay, the final string that we get. Now let's check it out. If I click on it, you can see the opening square bracket is gone. So if we can remove the opening square bracket, definitely we can remove the closing square bracket, but we need to pass the OR symbol out here. Now you will see that it will get replaced everywhere. So this is how it actually works. So this is how you can play around with the regular expression, different regular expression. Even you can minimize this up a bit more also, I suppose, but you need to work around with that. So this is the stuff that I think I need to show you with different functionality also. Means all three are different examples that I've shown you out here. So I hope you must have understood how exactly we have implemented this up. So this is the whole stuff that I wanted to show you in string replace one, because it is very much necessary for you to understand these things up. So with this, our video has come to an end, but before wrapping up this video, I would like to tell you that there is a limited period offer that is going on in my both courses. One is with Node.js, Ionic 6 with Node.js, or the latest version actually, the Ionic latest version with Node.js. And the other one, the first one is Ionic with Firebase, where I'm building food delivery application in both the cases with different designing part also, and there are a lot many upgradations. But the second course is based on Node.js. Alright, so it is teaching you Ionic with Node.js from scratch. Node.js also from scratch using the TypeScript one. We are implementing a lot of things, sending mails and connecting with the MongoDB, deploying it in the server, and whole lot of stuff out there. How to create structured APIs. Alright, so everything is shown out there. You just check that out. How to, even we have worked with Reddish also for blacklisting the refresh tokens. So many things actually. It is 75 plus hours of course, and the first one is you have already enrolled, I suppose, if you haven't checked that out. So it is very great because I'm holding up all the basics of Ionic, just the same part. Both the courses are same to a certain extent, and after that it goes, the first course goes with Firebase, the second course goes with Node.js. The designing is little bit different in both the cases. Up till after a certain point when the backend starts, it's different little bit, but it's going to be pretty interesting for you too. So both the courses you can enroll in this particular way and enjoy the two backends, Firebase and Node.js, along with one single front end, that is Ionic, with different structuring, because in one way we are using the Angular Fire package and the other one we are using the HTTP responses, so you can work around with all the stuff. All right, and a lot of things are coming up in near future. Do check that out. Links are there in the description. So with this, I'll wrap up this video out here. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.